Point of call this time round was to go somewhere different, and yeah, I really enjoyed it up in Brittany. Ian had been saying to us, oh, this place is really fun, and we arrived there, it was completely dead flat. If we'd have shown up there 2 hours earlier and hadn't had an inkling that it was going to get better on the high tide, we'd have just drove off. Sure enough, just like he said, as soon as the tide started filling up, every set got bigger and bigger, and by the end of it, it was 3 foot and probably some of the funnest beach break waves I've surfed in a long time. Yeah, definitely the local knowledge came into its own up there, and you could see it in Ian's surfing as well. He knew how to sort of play on the different rips and stuff like that, and he was just always in a good rhythm with the places that we were going.
Voilà, bon, j'aime bien le reggae, hein. C'est pour ça que j'ai appelé mon petit chien Dario Mignon Rasta. Aujourd'hui, il a pas son foulard de Rasta parce qu'il est au lavage. Don't you wanna see how good your voice is? Don't you wanna know? Don't you wanna know what you could be? Don't you wanna feel? Don't you wanna feel that you are free? You are free.
Being in Brittany and being in Hossegor, it's 2 completely different experiences.
No, it's pretty much like a second home, that place. And having my shaper here in Anglet is a pretty cool thing. Alberto shaped me boards for the past year, and it's just really cool to be able to experiment with different shapes and make sure we're creating the best kind of model. And for someone to have that passion is rare, so no, it's cool to work with old Alberto and hopefully come up with some magical boards in the future. France picks up a lot of swell, so it's a really good place to come in Europe if you're a surfer. Those offshore spells with no crowds in the winter is really special, and for us to be able to experience something like that down here this time was brilliant.
France does feel pretty natural to be here.
Kind of excitement of not knowing what's on the other side of that dune is a pretty cool feeling.
The wind has to be perfect here. I've got an inkling, a little one.
There's not really many places in Europe that are like that, so it's a pretty special place.
Donc on vit dans un pays où il y a beaucoup de paraître, mais l'être est beaucoup plus important. Voilà, et l'être, c'est ce qui me fait rencontrer des gens assez extraordinaires. Il vaut mieux être dans une société d'être, faire attention aux autres, marcher un petit peu main dans la main. On vit quand même une époque qui est un peu difficile, mais bon, en France, on est quand même dans un pays où on est quand même, entre guillemets, pas malheureux.
We bumped across these guys who were just hanging out, playing their instruments, and instead of checking the surf, went and checked them out. It's just a really cool little experience. They were off to play a gig in Santander. I think we missed the low tide banks, but oh well.
Ce que je dis aux jeunes, c'est de garder le sourire, d'être tolérant, d'accepter les différences et surtout rester simple. Voilà. Dans la vie, on ne sait pas ce qui peut nous arriver, on peut avoir du succès, gagner beaucoup d'argent. Mais ce qui est important, c'est de rester soi-même. Bon, le sourire donne des rides, certes, mais il appelle beaucoup de gens et il remplit des fois le cœur de joie de gens qui sont des fois dans le malheur.
It's a glorious day in Portugal. Just had 20 hours driving for pointless, well, it's not pointless, isn't it? Every day is a learning day. Hopefully all 7 gods will treat us with a bit more respect today. The old and the new.
These dragons will watch upon us as we pass them.
I love you, Jon Snow.
Les surfeurs, je crois que j'en vois depuis toute petite, quoi, depuis que j'avais toujours vu. J'adore les vagues. Non, je surfe pas, je sais pas. Moi, je peux que surfer en repassant, mais c'est ma façon de surfer.
There's always that debate of whether you should tow or paddle or do step-offs. In my opinion, if the bank is right on the beach and people are around you paddling and stuff, you need to get in there and give the paddling a solid go, and definitely the satisfaction of the 20-minute paddle out and then paddling into absolute screamer and getting a good barrel is a lot higher than jumping off a jet ski and getting barreled that way. But it's all about having fun, isn't it? And we had fun doing both things, but for me that day the paddling was probably a highlight.
Nah, it's just a great feeling to be out there just hooting each other.